Welcome to this Mastery Empowerment course. Today, we have a beautiful experience with Laurie Reyon. She has been communicating with the whales and the dolphins, and this is such a beautiful experience today as we truly receive the wisdom and the energy light medicine from the great whales and dolphins.
Mhm.
Laurie, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Loren. It's a joy. It's a pleasure. And please, everyone, open to the consciousness now as the whales and dolphins come flooding into your home. Excited to
Yes,
be here.
we love this. Okay. Um, let's talk about the great wisdom that the whales have to offer. Can you give us an overview between the cetaceans and really share where they're from as
Yes,
well,
I
off
can.
planet?
Well, the whales and dolphins, particularly the whales, we'll start with the humpback whales, um, are the elders on our planet. They're very clear, and other people too that communicate with whales, that they've been here for many millions of years. They originally walked upright on the planet. They were, I think, the first settlers, so to speak, some long time ago. And they moved into the oceans and they became conscious breathers. Um, they do so many things, but part of their work is to be stewards for humanity, to be our great healers, our great advisors, our great teachers. And they're so excited because consciousness now is rising to where people can start to hear their voices and interact with them. And that's my path. I have created over really 19 years the Whale and Dolphin Energy Medicine School now, and I train other people in facilitating the healing practices that they've given us. And the majority of the work we do now is called creating life body. It's preparing the human for ascension. The whales are the Akashic record librarians of Earth, and they access all of our records, all of our lifetimes through the water molecules and through the fluid in our body by scanning us. They're multidimensional beings beyond what we can conceive of, but they love us. They just love us so much. And the dolphins are emissaries of joy. They've been here about 30 million years, and they are us in the future. They're very much like us. They have the same two half brain we have, the same chakra system, and they really are here. I would think through a window in time, we might say, to raise the vibration of humanity to where we might actually reach that well frequency, which is essential. So there's a lot of work to be done, but a lot of joy involved in doing it. So if you like, I can start out with a little informational PowerPoint to give people a little bit of an overview. So let me share the screen here.
Beautiful. Yes.
And I'm one of those people that believes that a picture is just worth 1,000 words. So let's do that. Nice. Okay. All right. So here's a picture of me and my partner, Master Cat Puda. She's a huge part of almost everything I do. And for people who have followed our work, we have now discovered that she is actually an aspect of the ancient soul called Seth. So she's a wonderful ascension teacher. And here's just a little bit of a calling card for the different things we do. I started as just an animal communicator, but it wasn't long before the animals were asking me to speak to the guides, to speak to the angels, and to open to interspecies communication. So I found out that the animals and the angels are all on what I call FM radio. We're on AM, they're on FM. We have to tune up and we can hear their voices. So that's a large part of what I do. And I have so much joy in creating cetacean retreats to where we go to Hawaii, Mexico, Bimini. September, we'll be down in Moorea in Tahiti, and we'll be swimming with the whales. And so I guess I have to say that the healing work we do now is really soul healing because it's all done in combination with the consciousness of the whales and dolphins. And that's a part of our energy medicine school. I'm also an Akashic record consultant, but the truth is, in the years of working with the whales, they're so much more efficient than the humans are because they have so much more experience. They're older. So when I'm giving an Akashic record session, I'm really speaking for the whales that are scanning you at that point, or my partner, Master Caputo. But I am an intuitive. I continue to develop my telepathic abilities, and I'm a really good secretary for all these great beings that want to bring their information, and they can contact me, and I seem to be able to get it. So and I have radio shows, do all kinds of different kinds of classes. I'm an author and I'm a filmmaker. So busy girl. This title was given to me, I am Standing Well Mother, by a Mexican shaman when I lived down in Mexico after my near-death experience. And I started my, I guess you'd say, my spiritual awakening, which many of us are going through now. And he gave me that title and really planted a seed for me because I had not yet made contact with the whales. I was just working with dolphins then. But it opened me up to being, again, the whales would tell you I'm a universal channel. And I have agreed confirmation. And there's a whole lot of that DNA from other lifetimes of mastery that you've yet to access. So one of the great things the whales do and the dolphins is to help you tap into that DNA and accelerate your own healing so that you can achieve mastery in this lifetime and become more than you can even imagine. So we're grateful for them. So our mantra here at the Omnidimensional Mystery School is this. If you like to, wherever you are at home, if you could say it with me, what I think and what I feel, I bring into form. I am a conscious creator. So this is really aligning with law of attraction, isn't it? What I think and what I feel, I bring into form, not someone else, me. And becoming a conscious creator is aligning with what we call cetacean consciousness. So we're not making decisions anymore that are unconscious, or we're not just floating out there in the river somewhere and whatever happens, happens. We're taking conscious control of the decisions that we make based on, of course, tuning into the wisdom that's around us. Okay. So this is sort of what an overview of what the whales and dolphins would say to you if you decide to work with us. The whales and the dolphins intend to help the humans carry more light. And light is wisdom, light is information, light is healing, light is a part of what we're returning to. Right now, we're in a carbon-based body full of water, and we're on a water-based planet, but all of that is transforming, it's transfiguring into a crystalline molecule. And that will be the next step for us to return to the light body, which is the truth of who we are beyond Earth. So would you like to receive an initiatory dolphin and whale healing is the question, because that's what we're about to do. In just a moment with my partner, because she's such a big part of my life. She assists me when we travel, when we work here at the house. She's a great healer, and there's quite a few scientists that have studied her because she's appears to have quite a bit of healing abilities. And when she works now on the person that's receiving the whale healing, she really works under the umbrella of the Akashic Records. So they work in harmony together. And what we've decided after studying her is that she moves your stem cells. And so you might find, your animals too, having these special healing abilities that are vibrating just above where we are. So she's very focused. I did not train her. People ask me over and over, how did you train your cat? I did not train my cat. My cat trains me. She teaches me things almost every day. And she works very much in harmony with the whales and dolphins. This particular person was at a conference that we did, and she was really afraid. And I think she watched Puda work for about 3 days on different people. And then she decided that she wanted to try it, even though she was afraid, because she wasn't able to open her heart. So to this day, she stayed in touch with me, and she got off the table crying, and she could feel her heart. She could feel again. So it was really successful. There's just a couple of shots of our work together with the whales and Master Puda. Each person is different, and she moves to different parts of the body, of course, because she can. Also, we're working with the beautiful Andara crystals, which some of you may know about. They're amazing off-world crystals. So some of you may know Cryon, and Dr. Todd Ovakaides, who's part of the Cryon team, is very clear that she's moving the human stem cells to the appropriate part of the body to support the whales. So.
Yeah, that's really cool, Laurie.
Isn't that cool? She's a special girl. And, she just never gets tired. I always, when I first did those big conferences, I was worried that, we may be overworking her. But as soon as I tried to get her to take a break, she'd, take a few bites of food and walk around the room, and then boom, right back up on the table, next. She's relentless. So who are the cetaceans? The cetaceans are dolphins and whales and porpoises, and they are the elders on this planet. And these great whales said, again, 300 million years of experience here. We call them super sentient, ascended beings from the planet Sirius B, and they are stewards for humanity. So for some of you who are familiar with galactic travel, Sirius B is the planet where you actually build your body before you come to Earth. It's where you would take your divine life blueprint. It's where you stop over to get the body built, starting with the baby form. It's an amazing planet of advanced genetics, loving people. And so here's an old pioneer. John Lilly has passed over, but he was one of the pioneers in the 50s and 60s that worked with dolphins and whales. And He said communication with the whales and dolphins is the greatest achievement the human race can aspire to. And when I heard that, I heard a recording of his voice. It just resonated. My whole body started to vibrate. And I've since followed in his footsteps and read his books. And I'm so grateful that he did the work that he did to put us on this path of consciousness and connecting to the elders. Just amazing. So for me, people say, how did it happen? Well, it started with a near-death experience in '94. Prior to that, if somebody had asked me if I liked dolphins and whales, I probably would have said yes. But my only really contact with them would have been at SeaWorld because I had seasickness, nauseousness when I would get on a boat or even an airplane. So it was many years later before I could connect with them in the ocean like I do now. But the dolphins came to me. Interspecies communication for me expanded because I moved down to just south of Rosarito in Baja, Mexico. And the dolphins came to my house every day. They never missed. And Puda would sit out on the deck with me. This is an earlier version of Puda, previous incarnation, and taught me. And these 3 particular dolphins came every day. They were totally dedicated to my education. I'm telling you, they decided that Laurie's going to get it no matter what it takes. And they'd show up. And even though I was depressed, I was in a healing state from the accident, I would laugh. You cannot be unhappy in the presence of dolphins. And, they knew that. Makes me laugh just thinking of them. So here they are. And this went on for about 6 years. And of course, they broke through. And at that point, I was only telepathic with cats and dogs, and maybe horses. I don't know. I did not know how to talk to dolphins, but they taught me. So they asked me to be the voice for the group consciousness of the dolphins and whales, who are the ancients on our planet. The cetaceans, as I said, are the stewards for Earth, and they are the molecular librarians of the Akashic Records. So all of Earth's records are there in the Akash, and the dolphins and whales can easily access that as they take care of the planet. So here's a cool picture. This was taken up in Dana Point, California, which is just north of where I live. And this is one of those great days, we call it a stampede, where the many, many dolphins go swimming by very fast. And it's just like they're having so much fun. We call it the pod, of course. But the dolphins, even if it's a small pod, they live completely connected through their telepathic abilities. They're always, I guess the word would be transparent. They don't hide anything from each other. They always know what everybody needs in the pod. So it's the good of the many, not the one. And I firmly believe they're teaching humanity this concept to where we don't feel separate or alone, or that we feel we have to compete for anything. That when we're in our hearts and we're living in, harmony with nature, that we will be very compassionate with each other and sharing of all of our resources. It's certainly a day to look forward to. So I'm going to show you a little film clip now. In 2015, we released our second film, which is called Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart. And this message is a channeled message that you're going to see with some beautiful footage in the background. So get out of here and get into the movie here. I hope you enjoy it.
This is a message from the whales and dolphins for humanity. The dolphins are emissaries of light and work closely with the Pleiadian beings to assist everyone in becoming a conscious creator. The dolphins can assist you in going deep within yourself to find the truth that lives within your heart. The dolphins ask us to connect with the divinity within ourselves and truly connect with our souls. They remind us that the soul is the consciousness that we incarnated from and that which we will ultimately return to. Our physical bodies are just an expression of that part of us that embodies a higher power and consciousness. Our souls want nothing more of us in the physical than for us to be happy and live a joyful and magical life. It is only through creating joyful feelings that we can achieve a higher vibration and can truly connect to and communicate with our higher selves. So the dolphin's message is quite simply to become aware of how easy it is to monitor our thought forms, and just choose to change them if we find our thoughts anything other than joyful. Simple, but profound. Remember, to think is to create, and we are the creators and co-creators of the world in which we live. The universe is one living, breathing, conscious being, demonstrating interconnectedness and oneness. The incarnated whales are an example of the all-loving, all-knowing consciousness that came to planet Earth to be a steward for Gaia and for humanity. As a species, the whales and dolphins are the most spiritually and intellectually evolved souls in our world, and they anchor the light beamed to Earth from distant sources. Using their living light fields, known as the Merkaba, they align with the frequency and resonance of Gaia, or Mother Earth. The whales have held the highest incarnated vibration on the planet for eons, and also hold the resonance or frequency that is the heartbeat for Gaia. We would not have survived these many years if the whales had not chosen to use their vibration to balance and steady our beautiful planet. The end of polarity or duality is nearing. The responsibilities the whales have held for humanity is now being shared with many humans as we awaken to our true selves and choose to take our power as children of Creator Source. We are reclaiming the true dreaming state of the living heart. This is true creatorship. What this means is that through exercising intentional evolution, we are entering into a time when thoughts will manifest very quickly into our dimensional realities. Because many of us have chosen to awaken to the truth of our soul's journey and become conscious creators, we are now able to connect with the supersentient, ancient cetaceans we call the whales. The whales are the ancients, the elders, and are the greatest healers we will know throughout our many journeys and lifetimes upon this planet we call Earth. The whales ask you to call upon them often to realign your auric fields and your organ systems. They remind you of the phrase, "Ask, and you will receive." It is their honor to assist us, and they come in joy and in a state of bliss that can best be described as living in oneness with all that is. The dolphins and whales intend that you will find great love and joy in your heart each day and find a way to share it with another.
So I hope you enjoyed that.
That was really beautiful, just feeling the love from the video there and just seeing the calm and the grace. So beautiful.
They're just, these benevolent giants that have no other purpose other than to assist us and the planet. So one of the things that we've come across, which is so interesting now, is that, when we listen to the sounds of these whales, they're called the humpback whales, the vibration really starts to change. So this species of whales called the humpbacks have declared themselves, the great healers for humanity. They know that their sounds when they sing are coded to help ourselves awaken. And now there's, different studies being done, but basically what they've said is that the dolphins and the whales are genetic cousins to us in the quantum area. So it's appropriate that we would receive our healing from Dr. Dolphin and, the great whales, that they have the ability to literally change the water molecules, the structure of the water molecule. And part of this was proven through work that was done with Dr. Emoto before he passed away. Most of you know him as the Japanese scientist who proved the sentience of water. He played, beautiful music, and people walked by and said, "I love you" to the water. And then he also proved that water actually collapses and turns like into muddy tar when its negative words are said, hateful words are said, or rap music is played in its presence. So the water in your body really is the best test of where your vibration is. And so when we do whale healing, the first thing we do is we scan, allow the whales to scan everybody, give permission for that. And then they ask us to change the crystalline structure of the water in our body to prepare for their healing simply by blessing the water in our bodies, saying words of water, "I love you," "bless you," "we love you." And we do the Ho'opono prayer. So I just want you to know that if you were just to play humpback whale sounds in your house, your whole vibration of your home will start to change simply through the sounds. It's been proven that the humpback whale sound was the only sound that was able to clear the toxic Japanese tap water during the years of these experiments. No other sound was able to do that. And Dr. Moto said that the Japanese water is the filthiest water in the world. It was actually green. But when the whales sang, the water cleared into perfect clarity, and then they photographed the crystalline structure of the water molecules, and they turned into double star tetrahedrons, which is the Merkaba. That's the sacred geometrical form of your light body. Which is,
That's amazing.
I know, it's more proof of the work that, literally I've been doing all this on faith. I'm one of those people that, I don't need the science to prove, I intuitively know in my heart what I'm supposed to do, but that's part of being an animal communicator too, is just trusting that telepathic ability because they know. They absolutely know. It's like Puda. Last night she actually came in, and I don't know if I was, feeling that I was getting sick or something, but she came in and she spent the whole night working on different parts of my body, which was unexpected, but also I was grateful for it. That's not normal. She sleeps with me, but she doesn't always physically, put all of her energy, like let's say into my abdomen or into my ankles or whatever. So I'm just saying animals know. They absolutely know what's going on. And one day we will reach that vibration, but we'll have to step out of duality first. We have to step out of judgment. We have to step out of analyzing and, moving from the mind back into the heart where we really have solution energy. And we can tap into what we call that quantum field, our quantum DNA. But the whales, they can heal, amazing things. We've seen bones go back in place and scars disappear and tumors go away and, people with really chronic pain be healed. And then we've also seen people just feel better from all kinds of things. So do they promise you anything? Well, not in the way that I can understand it, but what they will promise you is that they'll work directly with your soul. So if you can get out of the way, in the sense of our human free will and stop analyzing everything, so that the energy can flow freely. It's almost like they ask you to come back to your childhood innocence when they work on you. So you can really experience the power that we're talking about here. So that's my little, PowerPoint to show you some of the things that are possible. Do you have any questions or?
It is amazing that we can heal with the whales, and you've done the coronavirus whale healing. That was an
Yes.
amazing
Yes.
experience. We're going to include that as an option here for people to
Good.
access that video on demand. It is truly amazing. So we can invoke the whales, and this is what you train people on.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a whole school where people can learn these techniques and how to work with the whales in their own healing. But what is that like to invoke the whales? What is that whole process like, and how do we engage with them?
Okay. Well, the school itself is divided into 2 modules. And again, the school is born out of me really doing whale healing on people by myself, just individually, because I didn't know anybody else that was communicating with dolphins and whales that wanted to do the healing work. So I was out there by myself working with people one by one. And over many years, hundreds of people came. And of course, I'd hold classes. But it never occurred to me Well, it occurred to me, but I didn't see how it could be done because it's so customized. Each person is different, right? Each person's problems, their challenges, their health, their vibration is completely unique to them. So I didn't see how I would be able to take the intuitive part of myself, which is connecting to the whales, to do what is supposed to be done for that person on that particular day. That's the part I stumbled on. And eventually they worked with me. They told me to create templates. And then they gave me 12 templates, which are basic formats that can sort of be laid down on the person based on a certain situation. And then it's customized, and it's customized in the moment. Where the human that's being trained, which would be me or you or someone else, is really trained to hold the space, is really trained to hold the frequency. It's almost like we're a nurse, but we're not. We're more than that. But humans don't actually heal humans in the way that they do. We sort of get out of the way and we prepare them by simply like what we're doing now. We're giving them the wisdom, giving them the channels and the words that the whales want you to have so that you have a better understanding of who they are in the pictures. And what Loren just said about the coronavirus is a perfect example. I'm sure all of you felt like when the pandemic first came, this was back in March for me, that there must be something we can do, you know. And I'm a powerful healer in my own right, and I have pretty good luck with weather and things like that. And I thought, well, we'll get a whole bunch of powerful healers together, and we'll just take this virus off the planet, you know. Well, as you know by now, it's a man-made weapon of mass destruction, or whatever you want to call it. It's not born of the earth. It's not natural. And so that's not possible. And now it becomes a part of the karmic expression of everyone on earth that has the opportunity now to be exposed to it. And what that does is it creates a free will choice for you to interact with this virus or not to. And so when I heard that, when the whale said, you don't have to interact with it, we can help you there. We have permission from source to create a vibration of scalar waves, which normally would not come to the earth. We will bring them safely, and we will interact with each person's soul that signs up to work with us. And then we will create an immunity shield of light using the golden scalar waves. It's called the golden fleece, or the golden shield, using light that is normally set in place for us to use to ascend. And we're not quite there yet, right? We haven't ascended. We're working still with silver. We just moved into silver, actually. So for us to achieve that golden frequency was a true divine dispensation gift that the whales brought to us. And I had no way of knowing what would happen, but I trusted. I took about 5 days to just be in their energy and write down what they said, and then pick out the music they wanted, and go and record it and prepare. And Loren's done it. It's absolutely amazing. I'm not just saying that because I helped them create it. It is stunningly beautiful. And people are really shifted, and they're photographing in aura pictures in gold light afterwards. So it's real. It's not just like pie in the sky. I mean, this is real. So we did it. Well, we've worked with over 1,000 people now, and it appears the coronavirus isn't quite done yet, right? It's still on the planet. So what we're going to do now is keep offering it, to different groups, and of course the replay, which they tell me works just fine. So if you'd like to have an immunity shield of light around you, the whales can absolutely provide that for you. So, and how do they find out about that?
That's beautiful. That's here on this webpage. So
Okay.
scroll down and you can see that for individual purchase. It's downloadable and it's on demand. So whatever you like to do.
Right. And do it
It's there was a layer of fear that was removed when we did that.
Yes.
What can you speak to that? That was huge, right?
Yeah. I even remember talking with you about it, where you said something about flying, or, I mean, the things that we normally would be very afraid of. And the fear is gone. I mean, you'd have to search for it, because you'd have to really want to pull it back, because it's gone. They take the fear away, and you just feel completely confident. Yeah, I mean, and I've got pages and pages of testimonials. One of the fun ones come up as a lady was at the store and she was shopping, and she had her mask on and everything, but she went to touch the machine where you put your credit card in, and the whole thing exploded in golden light. Everyone saw it. It's like, so she figured there must have been a virus on that credit card pad, right? And they zapped it with golden light. So it's kind of cool. It's with you.
Yeah, I mean, the scientist in me says, wouldn't it be cool if we see tests that come back and say that maybe we've got antibodies? We don't know that, but really interesting as we go through this. So thank you for that.
Yeah. Well, the science in me wants that too. So I think we should follow up on that.
Very interesting.
Get some people's blood tested. Absolutely. But
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
I just wish that we'd been raised with energy medicine. Instead, we've been raised with pharmaceuticals. Which is,
Yes.
no offense, if anything, lowers your vibration. But there's hope because energy medicine works, and all you have to do is open your belief system. You have to open to possibilities that you've yet to experience. And with the whales, that's how it is. I'm continually blown away. I mean, just when I think I've seen it all, something crazy happens and wild and wonderful, especially with Puda and the whales together. It's a wild ride. But we see people get better and start in. The thing too is people get set onto that path again for some people when they were young, and they want to go back and do the things they haven't yet done, and they're reinfused with motivation and enthusiasm to do it, like to fulfill their soul's contract. It's very cool to see that when people just start over and they go like headlong into something that maybe they wouldn't have done before. Is that cool?
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. So the whales are here as well. Let's talk about DNA and dormant DNA.
Yes.
And, the whales are here to help us achieve light body.
Yes.
And so, can you talk more about what that means, what light body would mean for each of us, and how the whales are helping us?
Well, to achieve light body, um, for each person again would be customized. It would be different in the sense of how it would be structured. But it all boils down to your ability to hold the vibration of light to where you're carrying more light. And of course, the light comes from the sun. The solar codes right now are destined to awaken the dormant DNA in your body and also in the earth. But when you work with the whales, it's very accelerated. It's like all of a sudden, I mean, I don't want to be graphic, but you could like stick your finger in the light socket and you're not going to blow your circuits because you're able to carry this vast amount of light. And with that will come wisdom and intuition and lots of solution energy. You'll just know, I would venture out to say people who work with whales just get smarter. I mean, the intelligence kicks in to where you're not, maybe so frenetic or doing crazy things anymore. I don't know. When I was young, I did a lot of crazy things and I didn't think them through. I didn't have the wisdom of this telepathy that I have now. And the dolphins are toothed whales, okay? And they have a different purpose. Their purpose is to embrace new levels of joy into your body, like empathy and enthusiasm and excitement. I mean, there's nothing, I mean, if somebody said, what's the most important thing or what's the happiest thing you do? I would probably have to say swim with dolphins, wouldn't you? I mean, it's like one of the most addictive things because they're so happy and vibrant and they just come rushing over to you and they look you in the eye and they go, let's play, I mean, that energy alone puts you into a healing state. And their gifts with their sonar, with the sounds that they make, are different than the whales. And with their third eye, basically, the way they use their third eye, their sonar, and I'm going to call it their holographic abilities, they scan you too. Like they know what you had for lunch, and they can see if you have a metal plate in your hip, and they can see if you're pregnant. I mean, they can see everything. And they immediately go to work on your body with this sonar. And basically what they do is they tune up the DNA. They turn on DNA that's dormant. They turn off DNA strands that are causing, some kind of disease maybe, or a hardship or something that would be potentially dangerous for you in the future. It's like they operate your DNA like a keyboard and they absolutely know what they're doing. And again, they're working with the soul. They don't do anything without your soul, of course, giving permission, but it's their joy to tune you up. And I've just seen people, like, for example, I take people out on boats, most commonly from Dana Point, California, because I live in Oceanside. And so we're on the boat looking down at the dolphins. We're not in the water with them like I am when I'm in Hawaii. And the dolphins come up and they look at you and they tweet, tweet, tweet. They're making their beautiful sounds. And people are getting healed. I mean, they are. I've seen autistic children walk off that boat and you'd never know that they were autistic when they got off. When they got on, they were screaming mimes, And I've seen eyesight be restored. And even my own eyesight's improved in their presence. They take the opportunity to work on you, both physically and in the etheric. But in the etheric, how many people sit at home and summon dolphins? We don't even know to do it. But if you were to go out to my backyard or my pool, you can see dolphins swimming in my pool, etherically. I mean, you can see their noses and they twirl and you can see the pod.
Yes.
You can see them come roaring in. They open up portals. These are multidimensional beings that are highly successful in what they do. So the human has 12 strands of DNA. And within each 12 strands, there are 12 substrands. So that's 144 strands of DNA. And the Dolphins have given us a map, basically. This is module 2 of our school, where they tell you exactly what they're going to do in the sense of how may have permission to work on layer 3 and so forth, or layer 8. It's not done in a linear fashion. It's done according to the person and their vibration. And it's done in support of the work you're doing with the whales. So it kind of dovetails, okay, to like that. But the Dolphins are the master teachers on how to love, how to remember how to love in the myriad of forms, self-love, unconditional love, self-nurturing, right career path, all the different things that we do in forming relationships and how we care for ourselves. The Dolphins can help you. So it's pretty exciting, really. They're
Amazing.
epigeneticists, I think that's the word. They prove that epigenetics is real, that the only thing that is keeping you from changing your body and your life through the DNA is you. Okay, you're not bound to your parents' DNA like we were taught. That's all a lie. If your dad had a heart attack or whatever, I mean, your DNA is completely unique, except for the part where you chose to use your parents' DNA to create your body, the physical body. After that, it's up to you. It's up to you and your environment and how you interact with it. So this is the new science that's coming out now, heart math and epigenetics, where you learn that you're the master of your own reality, and that's awfully good news. Don't you think?
I think it's awfully good news, and it's so simple, not always so easy, but it's really beautiful, and how we can connect with the dolphins etherically. Okay, so the etheric dolphins and the physical dolphins are just there and they're physical. We can tell, right, that it's beautiful. But the
You can
etheric
feel it. You
dolphins,
can
that
feel it.
comes into a belief, right?
Yeah, yeah. The physical dolphins, you can feel them working on you. You can feel yourself shifting, in the water and on the boats around them. The etheric dolphins, I think some people can feel them, but I think everybody can feel afterwards, after they've had a treatment, because they'll feel the shift, in the molecules basically, and they'll feel happier. So, which is really good. Here's some of the things that they've said that they'd like to share. So, working with dolphins and whales will release you from emotional and physical blocks that keep you bound to the human story of duality. Isn't that good news? I mean, that's really great. They can activate the crystalline DNA within you and assist you in transforming the water-based body, like we talked about, into a light body. They'll help you claim your spiritual gifts. And first and foremost, I think, is telepathic communication, because when you can communicate with animals and spirit and guides and angels, your life gets so much better. You don't feel alone, for starters. You get tons of information, suggestions, and research that is being done for you can be shared with you. So natural healing, alchemy, and remembering that part of you that we call the divine life mission. How many people have you met where they say, well, I'm not really sure what I'm here to do? And dolphins and whales, they help you clarify that. They're like, okay, well, come over here and look at this. Do you like that? That's you. They help you do that. And they connect you to the sacred geometry of your own living light body, which is your Merkaba. So if you're interested in achieving a galactic frequency where we communicate with the star brothers and sisters, we get more information from our real home, they help you do that too, because they're multidimensional beings. They travel, through space and all of that. There's a probe right now that's around the sun. It was put up there by NASA, and it's recording humpback whale sounds around the sun. And NASA, of course, God bless them, can't figure it out.
Yeah, that's amazing. What's your take on that, Laurie?
Well, the whales have always said they're interdimensional, and the sun is the portal or gateway we travel through when we go into our solar system. We go directly through the sun when we go into the outer galaxy. So,
And ET's ships are around the sun, so
yeah.
it's a portal.
So it makes sense. I mean, they can't really be stewards for this planet or humanity if they're not communicating with all of space, right? And all
Wow.
of the councils and stuff. They couldn't really be great teachers if they weren't in communication with what's going on. I mean, the news that we want to tune into is so much more than just what's going on Earth, okay? Because Earth is still being stewarded like a baby planet. We're still on nanny cams, so to speak. The Pleiadians are watching us to help us, and I mean, they would land in your backyard right now, and they would help all of us if people wouldn't shoot at them. We're still in that really, awakening, beginning stages. I mean, when we can open our hearts to our benevolent family, we can get a lot of help. So they're watching and waiting to see when our vibration comes up, because all paths lead home. I know ultimately everyone will awaken. It's just a matter of when, right? And when
Well,
you don't want
hopefully
to
it's
struggle.
happening now on a greater level. Yes.
Yes. Or
Hmm.
people just say, I don't want to struggle anymore. I want help, and I want to meet my real family, and I want to know who I am. I want to know what I can really achieve in this lifetime. There's so much to do. Yeah.
So much to do as we are really here to carry as much light as possible, physically possible.
Right.
All right, Laurie, we're going to do a meditation with the dolphins so people can experience the beauty of that. But before we do, let's talk about ways that people can work with you in
Okay.
your medicine school. You've got a medicine school, and this really helps us to work with the 12 templates to create the light body.
Right. Right. So the Whale and Dolphin Energy Light Medicine School will be starting its third year, September 27th. And Module 1 goes through the end of the year. And we meet on Sundays for the full day. It's a full day when we meet. It's 30 hours of training with homework. And you interact with your classmates too. You don't work on strangers yet. We work on each other until we feel complete in the teaching for each of the templates. And so there's a lot of training, and you get a manual. I'm not going to lie to you, it's a lot of work. It's extensive, but it's worth it because it will change you. Now, many people start out taking the module 1 in the class with the intention of maybe becoming a certified practitioner and doing this, for a living, part-time. And then they end up just deciding they want to do it for their personal growth and really go within. That's fine too. We've also had people come back the second year that took it for their personal growth the first year and came back and then got certified. And then module 2 will start in January. And we end up setting those dates. It's also 30 hours of training with the ascended dolphins and learning the 12 strands of DNA. And so that will be set up as early as November. But the module 1 is the only people that can go into module 2. So we let that class help organize the class dates. And again, on Sundays, we've been in, I think, 16 countries last year. So we meet in Zoom. And everything's recorded and put onto a private web page so you can access it 24/7. Because a lot of the information you're going to need to go back and see it again, and it will be there. It's timeless. It'll be there to support you and help you. And then at the end of module 2, you have the option to go into the internship program where you begin to work with strangers, and you work for free, explaining to them that you're building up your experience and all of that. So it's amazing. We had I think 18 practitioners graduate this year out of a class of 35. So that was pretty great. And you know what? For me, I have more people in the world I can depend on now because I'm overwhelmed with clients. And I'm happy to work on as many as I can, but I'm just one person. So now there's people in all these different countries, all these different time zones that are available to help you, and they're wonderful. And they're going to be helping me at conventions and expos. And I trained many of them in the coronavirus too. I think 8 of them went through the whole coronavirus training with me, and they're available. So awesome.
Awesome. Making a whole posse of healers with the whale and dolphin energy medicine. Really beautiful. Okay, and so this course coming up in August, what's that one about, Laurie?
Well, this is 4 weeks of training. We'll dedicate at least 2 weeks to whale healing and 2 weeks to dolphin healing, and then you'll see how it coalesces, it merges and weaves together. So it's a wonderful training for anyone who's interested in working with dolphin and whale healing. But it's also a primer for the school. I mean, if people that take this 4-week course coming up, they'll be a shoe-in. I mean, they'll have an advantage in going into school where things won't be as all like, wow, brand new.
Okay,
So,
so it's a nice little introduction ahead
absolutely.
of the school for those who want to take it further.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us more about that. 4 sessions then?
Yeah, we're going to meet on Thursdays in August. Um, let's see. Do you have those dates handy? You're
Yes,
me.
actually, they're on this page here.
Oh, they're on the page. Okay, good.
Okay.
So there's 4 Thursdays, and each class is 2 hours. And I believe, if I'm correct, it's 5 to 7 Pacific time.
Okay, perfect. And a
Good.
recording will come with that too. So
Yes, recording, so you don't have to be present to
okay.
experience it. The whales have said, I mean, they continue to say it too, is that they're going to be effective all over the world. I mean, in a sense, they are, because the work we've done has gone into all these different countries. But they've said that it's going to be mainstream medicine, and not that long from now. Like where you go to the dentist, or you go to the chiropractor, or you go for a Reiki session, the whale healers will be, in the medical buildings. And it's just too much proof now to deny the power of the great whales and dolphins as the great healers. So you could be a part of that movement. Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yes, I know that so many are stepping into this, and those who've resonated with dolphins and whales their whole life now have this opportunity to work with the whale and dolphin medicine. That's
Yeah. At,
incredible. Thank
at
you
the
for that.
yeah, it's the quantum level. It's what we've waited for. It's we want to know ourselves as multidimensional beings, and we don't. We really don't. And they can help you do that. They're going to help you open up to the true authentic soul that you are, and how that focuses down into this body that you've incarnated into. And you'd be so surprised at how, the thing that most people say that are in the school or study with me say, I had no idea I was so capable. I had no idea I had these gifts. The whales have pointed, they feel so much better about themselves and their life. And then they can help other people from that perspective, to where
Yes,
you don't
yeah.
feel like you can't do it, just open-ended, multidimensional information and wisdom coming in. And it's not just the whales and dolphins. It's just that they happen to be the forerunners. They happen to have the experience that you're seeking. Certainly, many other beings, people are working with the angels and so forth, and multidimensional sense is coming to all of us that there's so much more than just the physical body that we're connected to. So however you can get that, it's just wonderful. But, I think Master Buddha says it well. She says, you have to wake up to a certain point to look around and see who you are, and that there's more going on than you thought. And then you remember everybody else too. And that's what it's about. It's about remembering who the dolphins and whales are, because they've been here waiting for us to wake up, working behind the scenes. And now here they are right up front, That's great.
It is. It's so beautiful. And I envision that world with the whale and dolphin healing. It's a new earth world, and how beautiful. And so, Laurie, thank you for being really a pioneer in this and getting this out, and giving a plan so that all of us can use this too and help others. That really is powerful. So
Yeah.
the course coming up is 4 sessions. That's 8 hours with you, 8 hours of training with the whales and the dolphins. And again, that's the precursor into those who want to even take it further and get certified and become a healer, dolphin healing. That's beautiful. And I hope your school grows hugely in the
Thank
coming
you.
year.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And first and foremost, though, is we have to focus on ourselves and our own healing, and that, we have a ways to go. And when we reach a new frequency, we feel so much more empowered. So that's what we'll be doing.
Reach a
Self-empowerment all the way.
new, yes, dolphin power, new frequencies. All right. Anyone who has swam with the dolphins and cried in the snorkel, just being in that remembrance and the joy, or even just on a boat and seeing the joy of everyone on the boat when the dolphins come, it's just so perfect and beautiful. And how precious that we can partner in this way with the cetaceans. So that's really cool. You had mentioned um, something about the golden frequency and how we're in the silver frequency now. Can you expand a little bit more on that and what you mean?
Yeah. Well, when I started um, studying the light body in the sense of what was coming, I'm a seer, so I would see. So it first started with I'd have my sunglasses on, and I'd be outside, and I'd how you just turn your head a little and you see something, and I would see this, I don't know, extension of energy around me, and it was opalescent. It was pinkish and purplish and greenish, but opalescent's the best I can describe. Um, and I would ask about that. At first, it freaked me out, And they said, "This is your light body. This is what it looks like." And I'm like, "It's that big?" And they're like, "Yeah, it's that big." And I started to understand that when people achieve that opalescent frequency, they've sort of stepped onto the platform to create light body. And this was, I'm going to say, 15 years ago, maybe. And so when they gave me a message called "Creating Light Body," which, by the way, is in our film, and our film is free to everyone who wants it. All you have to do is email us and we'll bounce it back to you. It's called Living in Your Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart. But the last piece of the film is called Creating Light Body. And we'll be showing that in this 4-week course and working with it. But the whales then clearly say the next level of vibration color-wise is silver. That will move into the silver light, and silver will stream through your blood, and it will, heal parasites and help create more light body, all these wonderful things. And so that's where I see people pretty much now. The majority of people I see that are light workers are carrying silver light around their body right now. But when we went into the coronavirus and the whales came forward and gave the healing process that they did, they brought us golden light. So again, in creating light body, the last section of that piece on the film, it shows us ultimately moving into liquid streaming golden source light. And that's what happened with the coronavirus. It actually pushed the timeline up to where you would now carry that golden light, which is one step more towards ascension. You know, in the old scripts, the religious scripts, they called it putting on the fleece, the golden fleece, or putting on the cloak, you know, and there always would be the golden cloak. You know, Jesus talked about it. So we're there. I mean, that's exciting, isn't it? And so you wear this golden cloak of light now to protect you from the harmful energy of the coronavirus, which was created again by man. It's not natural. So.
All right. Well, that coronavirus whale healing is available, and we can just wrap ourselves in that golden cloak. Beautiful.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Okay. Wow, Laurie, I am like really excited. I don't know who would not want to be a part of this and to be the ambassadors with you, the healing, the dolphin energy healers. It seems like everyone watching this would want to
Yes.
be a part of that. I want to be a part of it. So that sounds really cool.
Good. I'm glad you're going to be a part of it. Awesome.
Yeah.
So do we want to close with a little healing meditation, a guided meditation?
Yes. Again, what you said about the whale sounds, how the whale sounds when we hear these whale sounds, there's something moves inside of us. It's a cellular memory, a galactic memory.
That's it. It is cellular memory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Part of us remembers, and we're just hungry for it. You know, when I'm on the radio often, you know, or doing shows, people will email me afterwards and say, when you started the whale sounds, the dogs and cats came running into the room. So they're hungry for it too. They know.
So this is beautiful. We're going to experience a short meditation here, and this is going to leave us in this beautiful space. So we'll wrap up very briefly, but check out Laurie's course here on this page. See if that resonates with your heart. Sign up and get involved and take this in your life and help the world. Gaia thanks you. The dolphins thank you. The whales thank you. And we thank you. So enjoy this beautiful meditation that Laurie's going to prepare for us. She is so exquisite in these meditations. You're really going to love it.
Okay, we're going to share the screen here. Oh, my partner just came in. Do you want to say hello before we say goodbye?
Yes.
You have to jump up. Come here. No? She's down here by my feet. Okay. Well, afterwards, maybe. Here we go.
All righty.
Oops. I need to close that. Sorry. You do that now. Oh, now you want to. Okay. Now you want to. Okay. See, just in time. Yeah. Because I'm afraid Here's our master Buddha. She always wants to get in on the healing part.
Yes, wisdom in those eyes.
Yeah. All right. All right, everyone, enjoy the whale guided meditation.
This is a whale guided meditation. We, the great whales of your beautiful blue oceans, invite you now to come with us on a journey into the cosmic heart. We are the ancient of the ancients, and we are the soul of the souls. We are your past, and we are your memories. We are a group consciousness joined together with you now in our hearts. We link with you now to create the future for healing and ascension of Mother Gaia. Let us go deep into the womb of our Mother Gaia and see that all that truly exists is deep and all-encompassing love. Let us feel this expanded and eternal love. This is love that is for each of us and for all of us. Let us feel the love that called us forth from Source to answer and lovingly come and experience creation and life here on beautiful Gaia. Let us enter the library of the Akashic Records together, where we can remember the truth of who we truly are. Each of us is a great and powerful spiritual being who is deeply connected to our Creator. We are extensions and representatives of the divine love of creation. Let us seek the truth of our origins, our choices, and our many, many lifetimes of love and service to this wondrous Earth experience. We, the whales, were the first beings to incarnate upon planet Earth. We, the whales, are the molecular Akashic librarians of Earth's evolution. What we refer to as the Akashic Records lives in the oceans of planet Earth. The information is stored in the water molecules and contains the records of every journey, of every soul, over every lifetime. Because water is never destroyed, only recycled, Earth's entire history remains safe in our ocean archives. Let us enter the library of the Akashic Records together, where we can remember the truth of who we truly are. Each of us is a great and powerful spiritual being who is deeply connected to our Creator. Each of us is greatly honored and loved for making the decision to come to this beautiful blue planet. Each of us is loved for making the choice to consciously forget who we truly are when we were born in this lifetime. Each of us is now encouraged to connect with the whales as we make the conscious choice to remember who we truly are. Remembering who we really are is an important choice for each of us at this time in Earth's evolution. We, the whales, are here now to communicate with you and assist you in seeking the truth of your being. It is important to now reach for the knowledge that is held in the Akasha. Once there was a time to consciously forget who you truly are, in that you would participate and create from that place. But now, by divine design, it is time to remember. Source Energy has asked us, the whales, to assist you, the humans, in remembering who you are. Now is the time to begin to create from a place of consciousness and to experience the truth of why you chose to be here today. In this quest for self-awareness, we can together identify ourselves as beings who value love above all else. We are coming to know ourselves as vibrations of love, and in doing so, confirm our belief in peace. We we are also remembering our world and our beautiful Mother Gaia in a new light. Let us choose to gather with like-minded people and begin to take back the conscious control of our environment. Let us remember the power of our thoughts and feelings, as we are powerful creators, and together we will co-create a new world in which to live. Let us join together and use the power of intentional evolution to remember. And together, joined in love, let us now create in peace, harmony, and unity consciousness with every feeling, every desire, every thought, every word, and every action. The universe is one living, breathing, conscious being, and we are interconnected to our universe, to our planet, and to each other through the vibration of that which we call love. We, the whales, anchor the vibration of love that is beamed to Earth from distant sources. We now, in this meditation, join with you to anchor this love vibration together. We now align and synchronize our heartbeats with your heartbeat. Feel your heartbeat now, and consciously join your rhythm with ours. Now imagine and sense your living light field merging with the light fields of we, the whales. Now imagine and sense us joining our pulse and rhythm with that of Gaia, our beautiful Mother Earth. Here, we find harmony in our joined rhythms and living fields of color and sacred geometry. Here, we find an all-encompassing feeling of peace, and we find our own personal sense of purpose. Now come with me as we journey back through the cosmic heart to the heart of our Creator. Let us visit our beloved Creator and remember the love that is the origin of our source. Let us claim the true dreaming state of the living heart of the cosmos. We awaken to our true creatorship and to the truth of our soul's journey. We now claim our heritage as children of Creator Source. We are holy. We are sacred. We are divinity embodied. We are love, and we are light. We are truly one heart and one love. And so it is.
Beautiful. We are merged with the whales and we are lifted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Laurie.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for your attention, and we look forward to working with you. Namaste.
Namaste. The whales look forward to it as well, and so do the dolphins. Thank
Yes.
you, everyone. If you're interested in Laurie's beautiful offering, scroll down and see the options on this webpage. And that is a mastery empowerment course with the loving energy from Master Puda as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Laurie.
Welcome.
From our hearts to yours. Thank
Yes.
you.